Is there anybody there? Knock once for yes and twice for no.
That's always so funny, isn't it?
Is there anybody there, neither, watching in the dark?
Is this your Madame Arcati day today?
No.
Oh, Jessica Fletcher.
Jessica
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
And who did she play in Beds, Knobs and Broomsticks?
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Broomsticks, yeah.
I don't know the name of the character.
I don't know the character,
in
no.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
No, don't remember.
She's interesting, isn't she, Angela Lansbury, because she's always kind of... I mean, she was very pretty and beautiful
very glamorous
when she was younger.
Absolutely.
But since she was like 35, she's played old women.
She has,
basically.
really, yeah.
Older women.
Yeah.
Where are my hand warmers, poor my cashmere? They're not here.
They're not here.
Let me try and conjure them up by magic.
How are you going to do that?
Are you there, cashmere?
Are you going to get a...
Can the cashmere hear me?
A spirit to bring them in?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to go and get them?
No, it's okay. I can manage. My hands are a little cold. But the cashmere knows I'm waiting.
Does it?
Welcome to the show, bloody welcome. Thank you for joining us this week here on the sofa for your weekly show, your favourite weekly YouTube show. Yes.
Is it?
Yes, it's everyone's favourite.
Right, okay.
We're viral now. Not really.
Not really.
We're anything but viral, really, aren't we?
We are. We're sort of more
unviral.
more like, I don't know, homely custard.
Homely custard?
Yeah. You know, that type of custard that you can only get at home. That's what we are, homely custard.
I don't like to be described as custard, Paul. Thank you very much. I don't want to be described as any kind of food stuff.
Oh, dear.
Thank you.
Well, there we are. What are we going to talk about today? Oh, what are we doing? We're doing Sunday Chat.
Oh.
There we are. We got it out.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
See, cold custard is nice as well, isn't it?
I don't know why I said that. It just came out.
Yeah, I think you were thinking about cold custard. And hot custard and crumble. Oh, we're going to have some blackberry crumble at some time, maybe in July.
Are we?
Because they really, the cultivated blackberries are really
You know what?
well.
I think I have to try and come up with a fat-free recipe for crumble. Because it is rather
rich.
It is rather full of butter. And
that's lovely.
I think you could do a low-fat version.
Using...
If you can make flour turn into breadcrumbs, without adding fat.
How are you going to do that?
By magic.
I mean, even if you put yogurt in, that's fat.
I wouldn't put yogurt in. I don't want cooked yogurt.
Yogurt cake is nice.
No, I don't want anything cooked.
No,
yogurt
cake is lovely.
Fresh and cold. That's yogurt.
Had yogurt cake for ages.
If you were to add a little bit of water and to fork it, I think you might be able to if you add oats, Paul.
No.
I'm going to do some experimentation. Anyway, welcome to the show, blah, blah, blah. Welcome, all platforms, people watching all around the universe.
I think maybe if you added some sort of...
Stop thinking about food now, Paul.
Hydrated chia seeds into the mix. I think that might sort of go crunchy. Or some aquafaba, maybe. Yeah.
I don't want chickpea water anywhere near my food, thank you. Let's move on with the show. So we're recording this super early in the week. It's actually Wednesday. So you're looking back through the mists of time. It's Wednesday because we have a prior commitment this weekend. We don't have time to film this on Friday.
My hair is spinning around my head.
I'll spin you around your head in a minute if you don't stop.
Be like The Exorcist, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Her head spins around.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slowly, though.
Does it? I can't really remember. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
And then
she
tea
says that
vomit.
lovely. Then she says that lovely line. Your sucks in hell.
Cherries.
Yes, your mother sucks cherries in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we are. That's not such a bad line, really, is it?
No. What
Maybe
was the
we
French
could
and
do,
Saunders one? Your mother sucks jelly babies in quicksave or something. I can't remember.
Really? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they were classic, weren't they? French and Saunders in doing those movie skits.
The earlier episodes of when they did those, yes.
I mean, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, they were brilliant. I mean, Jennifer Saunders' face is so versatile, or versatile, as you say in the States. So versatile, it can look like... I mean, she did a fabulous Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to quote Scarlett O'Hara, actually.
Were you?
I was going to say, Mama, tear down the bunting, the Jubilee's over.
Actually, if you have any bunting and you live near Cranley, you can drop it into For Earth's Sake, because they are collecting bunting, are going to store it, and then they're going to make it available for the next coronation, whatever. So, yeah.
It'll be the death.
Will people put up celebratory bunting then?
Of course. The Queen is dead. Long live the King.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. No sense in mourning for too long. About half an hour.
Well, I think well, of course, they had this. They were talking about this the other day, because, of course, we've had the Jubilee. And they were talking about this, that the Prince Philip, his death was in some way so blown on the BBC. I think both BBC and BBC One, BBC Two rather, were given over to special programming for like a whole day. And it's like, really?
People complained.
You don't need that. Yeah. So I think they'll have learned. So I think we'll only have mourning for a week. Yeah.
Let's call it a day. Give us a couple of bank holidays and we'll be fine.
They'll be letting corgis be rented out by the hour so that people can mourn with their corgis.
Now, Paul. Not funny. So, Paul, let's get on with the show now. So, yes, Jubilee celebration are over. So take down your bunting and make me a dress.
You've done that already.
I'm 17, I'm beautiful and I'm going to the ball. Red, kiss me long and hard and whichever way you please. What's that?
That's my phone.
Is that your phone?
That's my phone.
Or is it my phone?
Is it your phone?
I don't know.
I
don't know what
it's
my
my
ring
phone.
is.
I don't know what my ring is either.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Ignore it.
Yeah.
Can't be that important. Nobody wants us.
No.
Yeah.
That threw us.
I was trying to do a Scarlett O'Hara eyebrow.
Hasn't really worked. You're still a bit Madame Arcati. With those lines.
I can do it
especially.
naturally. My eyebrow which one goes up naturally? Is it this one? Red.
Neither of them are going up.
No, but one of them
you
does.
You haven't had Botox because we
I
can see your
can't move
wrinkles.
my eyebrows. What's wrong with me? Red.
Yeah.
Red. Anyway. Let's
Yeah, we're moving on. We'll start the show now. No, we've been rambling for a while.
So, Paul. How has the working week been, seeing as it's just finished for me?
Yeah, it has just finished for you.
Yeah, I'm fresh out of work.
It's been busy for me. I've had a couple of days at my desk doing an awful lot of writing and researching for something for Earth's Sake. So, yeah, quite a bit of work doing that.
I've been stuck on a computer for 2.5 days.
I mean, most of us are stuck on computers.
Oh, well, I don't like to be. Today I had a visual migraine. And I'm lucky because I don't really get a headache. I get a very vague headache. But last night I had to go to bed at 9:30 because I felt so exhausted.
It was before then.
9:25?
I think it was 9 o'clock you went to bed.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Oh.
It was shortly after the weather, so that was around 9
Well,
o'clock.
9 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was exhausted. Had to just go to sleep. Slept for nearly 9 hours without waking up. I felt quite refreshed, but then I was in work on the computer and all of a sudden I saw the seed of my visual disturbance. I get visual migraines. I only have one about every 2 or 3 years, maybe, something like that. And I'm lucky now because they're quite quick. It's about 40 minutes. I have to look away from the screen and wait for I describe it as sparkly triangles in a line in colours that sort of twist and turn in an arc. And they move in, they disturb my vision, and then they move out again and disappear. So I had one of those, which left me sort of feeling a bit phased out, but not ill. So yeah, that was this morning. So too much computer work I don't think is good for me.
No.
At all. Although, like I say, I don't get them regularly, so I do a lot of computer work. So I don't know what triggered it this morning. Normally it's bright lights.
Maybe it was...
Or
Well,
reflections.
I think at the moment, the light... I've been saying this at the plot, in a week at the plot segments. The light is really quite difficult because if the sun is out, it's really bright. But if it's grey skies, it's still really quite...
Dazzling.
It's quite
That's
intense. And I certainly find with my eyes that even when it's grey, if that greyness is bright, I still need to have sunglasses on.
Oh yeah, I always wear sunglasses, even when it's raining.
Yeah, but you wear sunglasses so that you keep away from people and people keep away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
intimidating.
Yeah.
People don't talk to you when you're wearing sunglasses.
When you were at Ticketmaster, you used to wear your sunglasses. Your glasses were tinted, and you wore them all the time
I had
inside.
tinted. They weren't they were tinted glasses.
So they were darkly
Yeah, but the
tinted.
lighting and the computers were terrible, and I was constantly eye strained.
I think you were just intimidating people.
Probably.
I think it was that. Yeah.
Anyway,
So you've got over that now.
So how has the weather been? We haven't talked about the weather, boy.
We haven't, no.
How is the weather, boy?
But we partly have. I mean, it has been that.
Bright,
it's been sunny. It's been grey. It's been raining. It's been dry. It's been
Still
windy.
cool.
It's been still. And at night, it is still
Very
getting cool.
cool.
I mean, I think, again, last night it was 10 degrees. I remember saying about 3 weeks ago that once I'd looked at the long-term weather forecast, and once we got to the end of May, it was like 12 degrees or more overnight, going up to 13 and 14 throughout June. But no, I mean, it's really quite cold, and the plants that we've got on the bench at the plot, they're just not growing. They're getting sturdy, but they're not putting on any vigorous growth.
But it seems to me that people are saying this every bloody year for the past few years.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I was talking to somebody about compost the other day.
Well, surely there needs to be some kind of adjustment
Well, maybe there
in
does.
growing techniques.
Maybe there, or what we grow.
Really?
Or what we grow.
Yeah. Rather than moaning on every year, oh, the
I'm
conditions
not
haven't been
moaning.
very good this year, growing conditions
Oh,
are bad.
It's two naked men
What?
walking down the road.
What?
Well, certainly
Where?
shirtless.
Probably workmen.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, men don't mind taking their clothes off in a work situation. Personally, I find it rather offensive, unless they're terribly attractive.
But your work environment wouldn't really be appropriate for that.
No, healthcare workers and social workers really shouldn't be removing their clothes.
No,
But
I
we
mean,
do
can you
okay-
imagine going to the doctor and either your male or female doctor
Disgusting.
is topless? I mean, that would be outrageous, wouldn't it? But it's okay on building sites.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
You know, and sort of, yeah, certain trades, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Alexa, please stop. Anyway, let's move forwards now. Forwards.
Stop rambling, yeah.
God. So yeah, very changeable, again, changeable weather, cool in the evenings. There's no sign of any sort of heat wave, but this is typical. I say typical, this is an interesting topic, and I was talking to somebody at work about this earlier today.
Was this before your migraine or after it? Or during it?
No, I think it was after. No, I was talking to somebody about this notion that we have of traditional weather. You know, so for example, you know, traditional culture, April showers, flaming June,
Clouting May.
clouting May.
Not casting a clout till May is out.
Yeah.
Well, the saying is April showers bring May flowers, doesn't it? That's actually
March
what the thing.
winds.
Yes.
Yeah.
July tornadoes.
But this traditional notion was created in a very short time span
Yeah, it was. You're
in
right.
human history. So it's not a reflection, particularly, of how our weather systems should be. It's simply the cultural knowledge of a very short space and time. If you think about it, we only occupy, I mean, modern humans that communicate in modern ways, we've only been around for a few hundred years in terms of recording things and writing things down. Really, if you think about it.
I think a few millennia.
No, a few hundred years in terms of recording and writing ledgers, printing stuff, and keeping accurate records. The Chinese, however, have been doing that for thousands of years.
Oh, when you say we, you meant in
this
the UK.
area,
Right.
in terms of talking about our weather, yeah? Our weather system. So it's what we've got used to and what we've whimsically waxed lyrical about, yeah? What I'm saying is it's a short space of time. What?
It's got Halley's Comet on it.
Yeah, but that's a comet. We're not talking about comets, we're talking about the weather. So I don't think we really know in this country what our traditional weather is. We get everybody else's weather anyway. And, you know, they're talking now about the spring is 3 weeks earlier. But, I mean, since I've been on this planet, I've known plenty of
39 years.
39. February months that have been really warm.
Yeah, yeah.
We've known years that have been totally out of kilter. We've known years that have been very typical.
And we knew that July where it was cold and wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Where we had floods in the middle of summer and, you know, very dry winters. And so, you know, what is typical weather? Has it ever been steady and typical enough to produce weather at the right time of year for the right month? Do you know what I mean?
I think the thing is we remember, I mean, our childhood memories are usually good, aren't they? So they're of long hot summers and that type of thing.
No, they're not good. They're skewed.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that you remember the sort of good bits. You know, you think of a long hot summer, but actually we only had 5 weeks holiday in the summer. Yet it seemed to go on for absolutely ages. But
that's not really what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I'm just saying that it can be our memories, our own memories are actually not a true reflection on what may have happened.
What I'm saying is people have sort of gone, you know, poets have gone, oh yes, April, the month of rain, April showers, drip, drip, drop, little April shower. And everybody kind of over years goes, oh yes, April showers. And you can have an April with no showers.
You can, yeah.
And you can have a May that's very wet.
Yeah.
But we don't suddenly say, oh, let's change it from April showers to May rain.
No, we say don't cast a clout till May is out. That's what we say.
Do you know what I mean? People just get swept along with the sort of myths of how our weather is, I'm sure. I mean,
don't know.
our records in this country only go back to
1884 or something like that.
Something like, and actually in
detailed records.
In meteorological terms,
that's a tiny space.
It's a blink of an eye, isn't it? In the history of the Earth. So, and it was also, we had the Industrial Revolution, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which altered local weather to cities, I guess, causing smog, causing darkened skies, I don't know, it's all very blah, blah, blah.
But yes, I think it's still, having said what you have just said, I still think the weather is odd for this time of year. Yeah. I'd expect it to be generally increasing as we go day by day.
Let's move on now.
And it's not at the moment.
Let's move on.
But the weekend is supposed to be warmer, so we will see. Yeah.
So, what have been nuggets of interesting information in the news this week?
I haven't seen. I did see something about Stonehenge and Wales and the bluestones being found further into Wales in the Preseli Hills than they had imagined, or that they had known. And the Romans going further into Wales because of that as well.
Oh, gosh.
So I thought that was quite interesting.
Lovely.
But it's one of those stories that I thought I better bookmark that and read it. And it's sitting alongside the other 200 stories that I want to read that I bookmarked over the last 2 years. Yeah. Some of which will, of course, be out of date now.
And, of course, to those of you in other countries, this week there was a vote of confidence for our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. And almost, how many people voted against?
A
third. Yeah.
I mean, if you've got that little support within your own party, your time is numbered.
It's great. Great news. Great news for us opposing Bojo, who's a complete buffoon as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
And a liar.
What I find really astonishing, and there was one particular politician who wears very expensive hand-tailored suits, and apparently his shoes are sort of £2,500 a pair, and he was talking about how to deal with poverty.
I mean, why do people buy shoes that cost that much? I mean, I understand buying a good pair of shoes that are well made for about 80 to 100 quid maybe.
Or even a couple of £100.
Well, I draw the line at that, frankly. But I've had plenty of good pairs of shoes that have lasted me for years and years and years from TK Maxx that cost me 20 quid.
Good, I'm pleased about that.
I have.
But we've also had quite a few shoes that have not.
You're heavy on shoes though, Paul.
I'm heavy, that's why.
Because you're heavy on
I'm
shoes.
heavy, yeah. But someone preaching about how to deal with poverty when they're standing in an outfit of £5,000, including shirt and £145 for a pair of socks.
But I just think it's outrageous that anybody would spend that kind of money on clothing in this day and age.
Ludicrous.
You know what? I mean, all the very wealthy people I've ever known that have had wealth from, old money, wealthy families, never, ever buy stuff. They have classic outfits that they've had for years and years and years, and they wear them and repair them. They never look as though they've got money.
But
they never flaunt it.
If you have well-made clothes, they very often can be repaired and repaired and repaired.
Yeah, because they last for years and years. But new money always flaunts their money.
Very often.
They always flaunt their money.
Yeah.
Old money never do because they've got nothing to prove.
I mean, it's
They
something
don't
like
have to show off.
the guy who owns Facebook wears a new T-shirt every single day.
I don't know. I don't care.
There's things like that, and it's just like ludicrous.
But you know,
why wouldn't you have it washed?
I
and
read a
reuse it?
story. I read a story about a woman who tended her garden in some London, square,
Right. Yeah.
and she looked like a tramp. But the only way you could possibly tell she had any money was from the huge diamond hat pin that she wore. That was the only indicator. And somebody passing wouldn't even think it was a diamond. It was so big. Probably think it was paste. But I can't bear all this flaunting of money.
I think it's obscene.
It's people that have a car and clothes, but very little else, but have to prove somehow that they are able to afford this car and these clothes to elevate them, elevate their
that's
status.
what it is, isn't it?
But can't actually back it up with anything else in life.
Well, there we are.
Do you know what I mean? Why does somebody have the need to do that? To prove my worth?
Because a lot is about labels and about.
But isn't it strange?
It's
if
not
you
even.
really think about it.
But I think it used to be more about one-upmanship, and then we got through into the keeping up with the Joneses, and now it's just
Flaunting.
being in. No, it's now being in a certain level with other people. Like people who only buy Nike shoes, and need to buy every different version of a Nike shoe and things. It sort of puts people into brackets, doesn't it? And that's where I suppose it's like tribes.
And then
It's
people
partly
understand
tribal.
you because you wear. I mean, frankly, half of the conversations I ever hear between young people don't seem to have any content.
Well, no,
So
no.
are they communicating through their shoes and clothes?
I think very often they may be, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of communication now done on in games, isn't there? Whilst you're playing,
but because
communicating with people.
Yeah, bored now. Because if you think about it, labels were only really starting up when we were young. Proper labels that were accessible in inverted commas to the man on the street were only starting up. Of course, you had the classic fashion houses like Chanel, Pierre Cardin, all those people, Yves Saint Laurent, blah blah blah.
But that was sort of like couture.
They were couture,
yeah,
and they were only accessible to very rich people.
And menswear as well, of course.
Really,
Jeeves and Hawks and things
there were who?
Jeeves and Hawks.
Who?
Jeeves and Hawks.
I don't know who that is. But nowadays everything's a label, isn't it? But I just don't understand it really now. I don't think I've ever. I mean, I bought a few labels over the years, but only because they were dead cheap and in TK Maxx.
I've rarely.
I'm wearing Ralph Lauren jeans.
I've rarely bought.
I got them for £20.
And can you fit in them now?
Yeah, I'm wearing them now.
Are
I've
you?
got them on. These are Ralph Lauren's.
There we are. They look as though they've come off a cheap market
Yeah,
store.
they do, but I
they're
bought
Ralph
them.
Lauren's.
They were bought,
Yeah.
distressed.
Yeah.
I like distressed jeans.
Yeah.
Let's move on now.
I've been fondling some flint.
Oh, tell the story of your bit of stone. God.
So this is a little bit of flint that was found on somebody's plot at the allotment. And it's actually worked flint.
Really?
And this is likely 5,000 years old.
Really?
And being used, you can put your thumb in it, it's all shaped. And this edge here is a cutting edge, and it would have been used to scrape things. And I just think it's fascinating. And I've been sitting here while you've been chatting away, just rubbing it. It's lovely. It's lovely. But such an old bit of flint. All flint is old, isn't it? But this is actually worked flint and shaped flint.
Alexa, please stop.
Yeah, she interrupted my flint.
It's a bit of stone, yet another bit of stone that you brought home.
I was given it.
To decorate our home with.
Yeah.
Bits of stone. I don't want old dead things.
Well, is stone a dead thing?
Yeah. Dried and dead.
I suppose it's compacted, isn't it?
Maybe we should do some psychometry. Is there anybody there? No, it's dead old stone.
I'm going to carry on rubbing it in my lap. Yeah. And we can carry on.
So, let's get to the end segment of the show this week. So just so you know, nothing's been annoying me this week.
Nothing?
No, pretty chilled actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Have
you had time to actually get annoyed with anything?
Well, it has been busy.
So no.
But I'm always busy. No, maybe I'm choosing not to be annoyed.
Maybe. Or maybe there'll be a gamut of things next week.
Maybe part of doing the series, What's Annoying Me This Week, Things That Are Annoying Me This Week, acted as a type of therapy.
Maybe it did. It did.
So, I haven't got anything to say on that front. But we have watched television this week. And of course, there is the news this week that Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill is taking over the world. Now, as you know, if you'd ever watched any of my bloody reviews on Kate Bush, you would know that I've been a Kate Bush fan since the beginning, really. No, not really since the beginning. I was only 10 when she came out, so I didn't really sort of understand her that well. I knew of her, but I got into her a few years later. But, we've all known how good her music is. Now she is literally taking over the world.
Climbing the charts.
She's top of the charts in Spotify, the most downloaded, played track or streamed track or whatever they call it these days. She's in the singles charts, the albums charts, in countries all over the world. Taking over the world. I don't know, Paul.
We need to find out if she's on the Bratislava music charts.
Great news for Kate, and great news for the younger people who are discovering her music for the first time. I feel envious because I remember when I discovered her music and the magic of her albums and the mystery around her storytelling and trying to work out what songs were about. Blah, blah, blah. So you can really go on a journey with Kate's music and keep discovering. I'm hoping for new music from her soon, but let's see. So that was all born of Stranger Things 4. I was going to say Stranger 4 Things. That would be wrong.
That would have been wrong.
So that's watched and finished.
Yeah, so we
finished
talk
that,
about
blah, blah,
it
blah.
last week?
Move on.
No, it is such a fantastic series.
Yeah,
it really is. So watch it from the first series. It's just great.
We have finished The Lincoln Lawyer.
Yes, we finished and started The Lincoln Lawyer.
What?
Yeah.
Started and finished.
Started and finished. Finished and started. Yeah, started and finished.
We talked about that last week.
Did we?
Yeah,
there we are.
did.
We did.
Finished that.
Really enjoyed
really
it.
Good.
Yeah.
We've started a new series on Netflix, How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, which I think has already got 5 or 6 series, something like that. Seasons. Yeah.
Oh, good. So we're going to enjoy that. So this is about a group of students learning defence law.
Criminology and defence law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the story of what happens to a group of them, and obviously a murder. So we're at the beginning of it at the moment, and it's a bit it sort of jumps about on the timeline.
It does.
Quite rapidly, so you kind of have to keep up. We abandoned it last night because I had to go to bed.
You were asleep.
I was just falling asleep at 8 o'clock. I don't think I was well. I think I had a little mini thing go on.
Yeah,
a little mini virus. So we're going to persevere with that because it's quite enjoyable. I don't really like any of the characters.
No, I think the interesting thing is none of the characters are particularly nice, but they are intriguing. Which
I think there's only one, the main character.
Right. Okay.
That's likeable.
But even in that case,
he's the focal point.
Yeah, he is. He's the sort of lead. But yeah, we'll see what that's like.
Yeah.
But if you've seen it, let us know what you thought.
But
whether
don't
you
put
gave
any
up
spoilers in there.
No, I'm not asking for spoilers.
You are, Paul.
I'm not.
Don't do that.
And then we watch another thing.
The Midwich Cuckoos. This is a new series
on Sky,
based on the John Wyndham novel, The Midwich Cuckoos, which some of you will know as Village of the Damned and Children of the Damned.
Which was the sequel.
Which was the Hollywood black and white movie in the 60s?
60s? Or 50s? Anyway, 50s or 60s.
I mean, not to detract from the movie, because the movie was quite enjoyable and a bit of a classic. The novel is a little bit different. This is updated to bring it to modern times.
Yeah.
And actually it's quite moody. The only thing I'm having a problem with, it's not in HD. And it's weird watching something that looks slightly fuzzy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's because the service that we have, unless you buy Sky, it doesn't. You can't get HD channels at Sky.
Standard definition for Sky.
Yeah, so it's standard definition broadcast to us, but it is in HD on Sky if you've got the Sky package.
So, but it's quite moody. It's quite a steady pace.
Good acting so far.
Quite good acting, yeah. Diverse cast, which is nice. Quite good. Quite good. It's had a few bum reviews.
Has it?
Yeah. I think people found it too slow. But I think we were geared up for it having watched Night Sky, because that's super slow.
And Outer Range.
Which is pretty slow as well. But actually that kind of geared us up for enjoying a slower pace of series. That's quite, I don't know, it's quite nice. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to generally slow down the way I do things. Because I find I do flit around a little bit too quickly. And I find the older I get, it doesn't really suit me.
No, I don't think it does. No.
Getting up too quickly, moving from room to room when I'm doing cleaning. Sometimes I feel a little bit woo, So
I find that at the allotment as well. If I'm doing something and then somebody calls my name and you quickly get up and turn to them, it's sort of did that too quickly.
Yeah. So I think that slower pace is quite nice. So
that's it.
Bye. That is it for this week. It's it's not shorter than usual. It's same as last week, I think.
Midwich Cuckoos is I think that's coming out week by week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So not quite sure how many episodes there are in this first season. But yeah, we will find out.
So that's it from us this week. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your week.
This person with a guitar just walked up the street.
What's going on?
It's very odd. But whilst we've been filming, there's been quite a lot of people going up and down the street. I'm noticing there's a lot of people going up and down at the moment.
It's getting
just
very
generally
busy, this area.
It's
time to move on.
I think people have found the green space on the other side of the canal, and there's a lot more throughput of people.
And it's summer, which brings everybody out.
Yeah.
Winter, it's more of a sleepy village
yeah.
feel, but now it's becoming a busy town.
But as Vivi said in her videos that she did, Tales from the Village, we are all little villages that have been joined together.
London is a collection of towns and villages.
Yeah.
With through routes. So you'll find very often that your town or village in London is on a major road.
Yeah.
We have a major road which we can't hear from here, but it's sort of over that way, and it's the Uxbridge Road, which is the main artery right through to Shepherd's Bush.
Well, and then continues, I mean it changes, but it continues then into Marble Arch and Oxford Street.
Yeah, it does, but it's kind of, well, yeah, I know, but you've got the big roundabout that the Uxbridge Road comes to at Shepherd's Bush Green, which is kind of, an intersection of another huge roundabout, which then splits the traffic off into different routes.
Yeah. Gyratory.
Yeah, but you've got...
But actually, I'm just thinking it, if you started walking on the Uxbridge Road here and just went straight down,
which I would never do,
you would end up at St Paul's Cathedral.
Well, it's the A4020, that road, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. And we've also got the A4, which goes into central London. We've also got the M4, which joins the A4. We've got the M40 as well, which is another major motorway, can't talk, which joins up with the Westway, the A40.
Yeah.
So, a lot of major routes. But yeah, there you go, that's London for you.
It is, yeah.
So we're going now. Say goodbye, Paul.
Goodbye, Paul.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Bye.
There's lots of chatter going on somewhere.
Shush! We're filming, bitches.
See you soon. Bye.
You're like one of those cats.
Oh, yeah. They do that.